In 2021, researchers at Queen's University Belfast conducted a simple experiment. They took breath and sweat samples from people in two states, normal and stressed. Then they had dogs identify the difference. The accuracy was 94%, not from your voice, and not from your facial expressions, not from your body language, but from the air you breathe out. Your dog is not reading your emotions. They are analyzing your body chemistry in real time, every time you take a breath, and every time you walk into a room. You already know your dog is sensitive to your mood, as you have seen it. But the question that has never been fully answered is, after that moment of detection, what exactly is their brain doing? And the answer will change how you understand everything happening between you and your dog. We will save the final part for the very end of the video, because that is what happens in your dog's brain after they have detected, processed, and tried to help you. And most dog owners never even know it exists. You already know your dog is sensitive to your mood, as you have seen it before. But sensitivity is not the answer. It is just the starting point of the question. What is actually happening inside their brain, from the moment they detect it to the moment they react, is a specific biological chain with its own sequence and logic. Once you understand each step of that chain, you will never look at your dog's behavior the same way again. The first step in that chain starts with something you cannot control. When your body is stressed, it releases adrenaline and cortisol into your bloodstream. A portion of those compounds escapes through your sweat and breath, in concentrations so small that no human in the room could ever notice. But your dog's sense of smell has 300 million olfactory receptors, while humans only have 6 million. They do not smell stress as a completely new scent. They detect a change in your body chemistry compared to your normal baseline, that familiar scent they have memorized from being next to you thousands of times when you were perfectly fine. A 2021 study at Queen's University Belfast confirmed this with 94% accuracy. Your dog is not guessing that you are stressed. They are reading data. And that data comes from your body, before your mouth can even say a word, and before you even realize it yourself. But detection is only the first step, as the second step happens in their brain, and it is much faster than you think. The exact moment your dog receives that chemical signal from you, their brain begins processing it. Dogs have an amygdala, the center for processing emotions and assessing threats, which is structurally similar to a human's. A 2014 functional magnetic resonance imaging study by Burns and colleagues at Emory University showed that dog brains process emotional signals from humans in the same brain regions that process important social signals. Your stress signal is not categorized by their brain as neutral information. It is categorized as information related to the state of the pack, and your dog is part of that pack. That is why their ears perk up and their eyes track you. Their body angles toward you. To your dog, your stress is not just your own problem. It is information about the state of the most important people in their world. When the amygdala processes that signal, it triggers a reaction. And that reaction is not random. It follows a logic that has been documented by science. Have you ever noticed this? When you go through a prolonged period of stress, whether it is work, family, or anything else, your dog changes too? They play less, cling to you more, and are sometimes more restless for no obvious reason. A 2020 study by Sundman and colleagues in Sweden measured cortisol levels in the hair of both dogs and owners for several consecutive months. The results showed that dogs and owners living together long-term have synchronized cortisol levels over time, rising together and falling together across both seasons and life stages. This is no coincidence. It is physiological synchrony, meaning two nervous systems learning to operate in parallel through continuous contact and two-way chemical signaling. Your dog does not just react to your stress. Over time, their nervous system learns to operate in parallel with yours. You are not just raising a dog, you are sharing physiology with them. If this is changing the way you view the relationship between you and your dog, that is exactly what this channel aims to do. Please subscribe, as we do this every single week. When your dog detects your stress and their brain processes it as a pack-related signal, The next step in that chain is a proactive effort. You have seen it before. They press up against you. Lick your hand, or rest their head on your lap, or they simply sit quietly next to you and watch, not asking for anything, not demanding anything, just being present. These behaviors are not random, and they are not unconscious. Physical contact between dogs and humans increases oxytocin on both sides and reduces cortisol in humans. Well-socialized dogs learn to recognize that these contact behaviors create real changes in human body chemistry, and they repeat them because they work. Your dog is not looking for attention when you are having a bad day. They are intervening, trying to change your body chemistry with their mere presence. And they have been doing this every time, every single day, without anyone teaching them, because that is what bonding creates in them. Not every dog reacts the same way to their owner's stress. A dog meeting you for the first time might notice your cortisol spiking, but their brain will not process it as urgent information. Nothing in their nervous system is specifically calibrated for you. Conversely, a dog that has lived with you for years reacts differently, faster, more accurately, and more persistently. Research on secure attachment in dogs, based on Ainsworth's framework from 1970, shows that dogs view their owners as a secure base. Dogs with a higher level of attachment to their owners have a lower threshold for triggering a reaction when detecting emotional signals from their humans. They are not more sensitive in a negative sense. They are specifically calibrated for you, for your baseline, and for the unique nuances in your personal body chemistry. How strongly your dog reacts to your stress does not just depend on their breed or personality. It depends on the depth of the bond you have built together. Their sensitivity is a direct measure of your relationship. And that leads to the final step in the chain. What happens when your stress is not just a bad day, but rather several months? Dogs living with owners who experience chronic stress sometimes change in subtle ways. They initiate play less often, and they react more slowly to normal positive cues. They become clingier in completely ordinary situations. Sometimes they show signs of anxiety that were never there before. That 2020 Sundman study we mentioned did not just measure short-term cortisol synchronization. It tracked it for months, and the results were clear. If your cortisol is chronically elevated, your dog's cortisol also increases correspondingly over time. Chronic cortisol in dogs affects the hippocampus, the brain region related to learning, memory, and the ability to process new information. It raises their baseline anxiety threshold, not immediately, and not in an easily noticeable way, but over time, it accumulates. Your dog does not just feel your stress, they carry a piece of it. This is not meant to make you feel guilty, as life creates stress, and that is an unavoidable reality. But once you know this, you understand why the moments you manage to lower your stress, in whatever way possible, are not just good for you. They are a gift you give to your dog. Your dog cannot tell you that they are carrying your burden, but their brain is doing exactly that, quietly, every single day, because you are the most important person in their world. Your dog does not just notice your stress. They detect it in your body chemistry before you even realize it. Their brain processes it as a signal related to the safety of the people they love. They try to change it through their sheer presence, and if it lasts long enough, they carry a part of it with them. That is not just a sensitive dog. That is a creature that has spent its entire evolution bonding with you, so deeply that its nervous system has learned to run in parallel with yours. Most dog owners love their dogs completely, but loving and understanding are not the same thing. That gap is exactly what this channel exists to bridge. Let me know in the comments section, how does your dog react when you are having a truly bad day? I read absolutely every single comment. And if this video changes the way you look at what is happening between you and your dog, even just one thing, please subscribe. This is what this channel does, every single week.